I'm Toma Clark Haynes, founder of the Republic of Toma and CEO of the Antique Steve & Co. So tonight we are going live with Andrea Highsmith. She's the lead designer and the founder of ASH Interior Design. And you know what? I just see she's just joined the room, so I'm going to give her a wave. Hold on here, and we're going to bring Andrea on screen. Okay, you might notice I'm sitting here with an unopened bottle of Prosecco, so I am ready to go. I'm like ready to pop this cork as soon as Andrea joins us. She's just sent me a message saying, "Hi, Toma. Let's see if she is able to come on screen. Otherwise, I may need to invite her. Let's see what happens." Usually the guest gets the invite. Sometimes I have to bring them on. So we're going to see what's happening. Let's see here. Have patience with me. There we are. I'm going to start twisting this bottle because I really like nothing more than the sound of a cork popping. Okay.
Hi! Okay, wait. Look at us.
Oh my God. Okay. Leopard is my neutral.
And leopard is my spirit animal.
Okay. Spirit animal is the best thing that I have ever heard, by the way. Leopard is your spirit animal. That's really cool.
Okay, seriously, like this was not planned, everyone.
Okay, I want to see your whole outfit. What is it that you're wearing today?
It is absolutely my favorite. It's a vintage DVF.
Okay.
And it's a leopard romper. So, you know.
Okay, you have a romper on as well?
That's what we do. So in my real life, it's 2:00, not nighttime like you. And I'm about to go to lacrosse. And so we're going to just have a little, cocktails and convo while I prepare for the rest of my afternoon.
Well, I am so happy to have you here, and I popped open a bottle of Prosecco. The Prosecco was planned, everyone. We knew that we could not get together without having a full-on Prosecco Power Hour.
Absolutely.
Which will actually be a power half hour, technically.
Power half hour.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Well, yeah, that's because we do everything fast. I think both of us. First conversation we had, Andrew Joseph introduced us. So Andrew Joseph PR. Andrew was my publicist for maybe 5 years, 6 years. He was amazing, did an absolutely great job. And he introduced me to Andrea, and he goes, "I have a feeling you two need to know each other." He's like, "I just think you have some things. I think you have some things in common."
A little bit. And it was so great because we knew nothing about each other, and we just start talking, and,
well,
here we are.
I said this about we do everything fast. I think within our first 3 minutes of meeting each other, we skipped immediately over the high level stuff. We went straight to the heart of the matter. Immediately we connected on a deep, intimate level. I mean, we were talking about our spirit animals.
Yeah, we did. And it was I think it was natural. It just was so here we go. And this is what it is. So that's what I love about, these purposeful connections. It's you don't know you need them, and then you do.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Okay, so wait. So cheers to you.
Cheers to you. Cheers. 2:00, everyone.
In fairness, for me, it's 8:00. And I had to go to the mainland today and get an injection in the bottom of my foot. I have a really bad problem that is an old lady problem. It kind of pisses me off, to be honest with you. It's a bone spur in the bottom of my foot.
Wait, does that mean you can't wear heels?
Okay, this is why I'm having cortisone injections. So I have to have a cortisone injection right smack in the bottom of my foot. And yes, technically I'm not allowed to wear heels, but I don't, in Venice, you don't need them that much. So you can just wear heels and look pretty and wear flats walking where you're going is what I think.
Sure. Well, you're in Venice, so you
don't need the heels in Venice.
No, not at all.
You're doing glam anyway. Okay.
Exactly.
So I want you to tell me your deepest, darkest secrets, really. Andrew set us up to meet. instead of Deepest Darkest Secrets, you could actually just start with telling me all about what you do, and then we'll move
Yeah.
it. Then we'll slide into the DMs.
We'll slide into it, right? So, Andrew is wonderful. Hi, Andrew. I have been doing this design thing for 21 years. It's crazy when I say it out loud. I'm like, oh my God, 21 years. But it's been amazing. And even during this crazy, crazy time of, products being back ordered, nothing being available, shipments not happening, it gives you another level of appreciation and reminds you like, okay, I actually do love what I do, because even when clients are being, very challenged by the delays, there's still this part of me that's like, okay, I still love it, even though it's Monday, which is always one of those tough ones. But
I think one of the reasons Andrew introduced us was because I have a solution for those delays. So
right,
that was like you just fed me the perfect lead in to where we're going to take this conversation long term. But
exactly,
I don't get ahead of myself. I just want to point out I have solutions to those problems. So
right. Well, and you're right. You do have solutions, because regular everyday stuff that should be in stock is not in stock. So if you have to wait 6, 8, 14 weeks for something, how about get something fabulous, and unique and interesting, and like your clock that's in, behind you that I fell in love with during our tour. I mean, you guys, seriously, I fell in love with just her apartment in Venice. I mean, again, maybe because it's Venice, but amazing pieces. And that's what I think is so cool about what you do, is the fact that there's this really interesting contrast of modern pieces and everyday pieces, and then you incorporate your antiques or your vintage items. I mean, it's just a perfect mashup. So that's what I'm most excited about.
it's all about the mix. And I think I'm now just going straight for it. We're coming back to you, by the way. You're not getting off.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to get out of it.
You're not getting out of it. But no, you're right. I don't even know where I was going to go with this, but the fact is that when you buy antiques, in this time, first of all, in general, when you buy antiques are green, antiques are sustainable. And in this time period, when there are furniture delays,
Right.
when there's these long delays, ordering antiques is actually the perfect solution when you need something now. You need something that already exists. You need something that's already in the store. And so what I really want to support is not only just promoting my business where people are sourcing antiques overseas, but truthfully, I want to support the local businesses in the United States that already have the antiques there. If someone's coming to order from me, if you're buying from Antiques Diva, you typically need to be buying more than one item. One item isn't a great deal for you because the shipping from Europe to America is really high. But if you're looking at buying 5 items or more, now this starts making sense.
Right.
But in this time period, when you're looking for solutions to these long delays, going into your local antique and design center, going on First Dibs, going on Cherish, InCollect, but really supporting the dealers and finding spectacular pieces such as the things behind me. This was like now we can end. I mean, we're 10 minutes in. It's like, okay.
Well, the thing is too, right. And exactly what you said, like if you go to a local antique store, maybe you don't, they work with us, clients work with us, designers, because we can see a piece and say, you know what? If we change that fabric, we can make it funky. We can make it something special, even more amazing. And that's what's so great. It's exactly what you said. The items already exist. They're sustainable. They are available. And if you're going to have to wait 8, 10, 12 weeks, even 22, right. Like get something, get it refinished, get it, new fabric, and just make it come to life. And that's where I'm hoping that my clients are going to be open to. You hear me, guys? But I think it's something that we as designers need to start thinking about that too. And that's why you do what you do.
Exactly.
You know?
So what I want to do, I want to go back a bit, because as much as I want to antiques all day, first of all, I want to talk about you.
Okay. So let's see. Been in business 21 years, as I said before. In my real life right now, I'm being a mom while I'm drinking champagne at 2:00. Don't say anything. I'm also triple tasking between design clients. I also represent luxury brand products. So a lot of people don't realize about that side of me, is that I have been in this industry for so long that some people think I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. So I represent luxury cabinetry as well as luxury plumbing fixtures. And so I teach different designers as well as architects and builders and even my clients about what's important. How do you choose between a $500 faucet and a $2,000 faucet? Is it really worth it? And oftentimes it is, right? But sometimes it's not. And so that's one of the things that I'm most excited about. And, being able to combine all of that knowledge along with the design background, product background, and then the fact that I do love what I do, it makes it really fun. So that's the business side. I am actually about to be divorced.
Wait. We're gonna have a second. We're gonna have a second bottle opening for that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Life happens.
Yeah.
Life happens, and I think that no one ever goes into any relationship with the thought that it would end. But life happens, and
what I always say that no little girl says I'm going to grow up and get divorced.
Right.
No girl says that.
No.
You dream of growing up, getting married. You like, divorce is not supposed to happen, and so it is one of those things. I mean, I was teasing you, saying, okay, when it's done, we'll have another celebration. But similarly for me, several friends have said, okay, when your divorce is finally done after all this time, like, we're going to have the world's biggest party. We're going to do this.
Right.
Well, honestly, I don't really want to go on a party, because it's no, like, I will be happy to have the chapter closed so I can move into the future. Right. In Italian, there's an expression, and it's better than the expression in English, because it's you close the doors in order to open the gate. And that's
what is it?
Right now, I'm closing the doors and I'm opening a gate.
Yes, I love it. And you know what? Badass women, that's what I'm going to say that we are. You survive regardless. And, life is going to throw things at you, whether it's personal, whether it's divorce, whether it's health issues, whether it's business, whether it's a pandemic. I don't know about you, but in 2020, when January rolled in, that was not on my vision board, right? So you have to just adjust. You have to just be malleable. And you have to just say, you know what? This is what life is throwing at me right now. And what am I going to do moving forward? So
everyone hates the P word, pivot. Like, everyone's like,
I love that word. That's my word of the year.
Pivot has been my word of the last decade. It's right. I've stayed alive. It's how I've stayed afloat.
Right. It's true. And that is the biggest thing. I spoke with Luann Nagara a couple of weeks ago, and she's
an amazing podcast, actually.
Oh, thank you. That was not a plug, I promise. It was just, but what it was we had this very candid conversation, and the conversation was about how, business pivots, life pivots. People expect everything to just go smoothly when you become an adult for some reason. And that's not the case. Like, life happens, and you have to be ready to just kind of go with it. And I have some friends where they have kind of the train of thought of, well, why plan if things happen? And I know for me, being able to kind of at least have a little bit of a guide, a map or something, but then to be okay with saying, all right, I'm gonna be in my feelings for a couple weeks, or maybe a couple days, or maybe a couple months, and then I'm gonna shake it off and get my hair blown out and have a little champagne with you.
Exactly. Well, and about that framework, what I found is, for me, I usually know where I'm going. Like I always have, like, this is my goal, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm looking for. Like this is maybe it's what I want is the end game, for lack of a better word.
Right.
But what I've learned in the last 13 years of doing business, and just in the last 47 years of life, I put the goal here, and I map out the most logical route to get there. And if I am open to the destinations, to the detours along the way, I kind of tend to zig and zag.
Yes.
Ultimately, I'm always going forward. I'm just zigging and zagging.
Right. Now, I will be 100% transparent. 8, I don't even know, years ago when I had D1, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that time I really, really, really struggled with being able to let go of the kind of, this is what my life was supposed to look like. You follow what I mean?
I do.
It's like business, family, kids, blah, 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 blah. And now, for the first time ever, maybe it's because I'm over 40. You told your age, I'll tell mine. So 43 years old, I'm like, you know what? This is the first time in my life that I don't have to, outside of making sure my daughter's good, I don't have to get someone else's opinion on what I want to do, where I want to live, the choices I want to make. And I'm really making a conscious effort to be purposeful in that space.
You're empowered.
Right. And it's, it's like the more I'm saying it out loud, it's like, yeah, it is what it is. This is the season right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and the fact is, you are going so far and doing so many amazing things. I mean,
it's craziness.
Yeah. But the future's so bright, you have to wear shades. That's all there is to it.
There we go.
Okay. By the way, that was the theme of my high school prom. Okay. So I grew up in Oklahoma.
80s.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, that is a great, you talking about winding road. Mm-hmm. So I randomly, and I say random, I was born in Kentucky. I don't even think some of my closest friends realize that. Long story short.
Carolina, by the way.
See, and lived there just for a short amount of time, couple weeks actually. And then we lived a little bit of here, a little bit of there. I grew up the majority of the time on the West Coast, so I always feel like that's given me a little bit of my personality. And then I finished high school and college in North Carolina. So I went to a small school in North Carolina.
So I was born in Florence, South Carolina. And then my dad was a Bible salesman. I don't think my friends know this either. So my dad was a traveling Bible salesman in the South. And we also moved all over the place until and my mother said, 3 kids, we're not going to keep moving every 6 months. She's like, that's it. We're stopping in one destination. And they went back to Oklahoma.
And it ended up being Oklahoma. Oh my gosh. So my parents, I was in the 10th grade spring break, and we settled. My dad got a promotion, and we ended up moving to Henderson, North Carolina, which is like this big. And I don't know if you remember Clueless, but I was totally like Dion, moved to, North Carolina, and was just completely a fish out of water. But it was a great experience. And I actually went to an amazing university in North Carolina. It's called Elizabeth City State University. It's a small HBCU. I'm so proud of it. A lot of people don't realize, that North Carolina actually has they have the most amount of historically Black colleges and universities in the U.S. And so I'm very, very proud of going to that university. And, was one of the few. I was an art and business major.
Okay.
Focusing on design. And I learned very quickly within about 3 years of like working for other companies that there were two major things. I don't like being micromanaged and I don't like being told what to do. So
manager, I don't micromanage anyone. In fact,
I
I don't
don't,
really manage people either. So I'm kind of weak on the management, but I hate to be micromanaged. And as a result, I find people to do their jobs. They go do it.
right, right. So you and I are in the exact same situation because I struggle. I've managed, I mean, I have my amazing team and I sometimes have to remind myself like, oh, let me make sure they're okay. Because in my head, I give you a job and you do it. And then I just twirl away and do something else. But sometimes they need a little bit more hand holding. But I just remember, feeling stifled often when I worked for companies. And so, after quitting a few jobs here and there, I never got fired. That's the one thing, because I always kicked butt when I worked. Thank you. But I found myself, I know, just do it up. I found myself either getting bored or, again, the moment someone told me what to do, I was just like, ugh.
Okay,
So
that's with dating too.
look, that's the reason I know. I'm like, maybe that's why I'm on second husband. I don't like being told what to do. I always say, and I say this in all of my relationships in the past, I say, I hope you don't want like a wife, because I'm really not a wife. Like I would love a traditional wife, come home, you got food ready, right? But I'm not that wife.
No, I want a wife. Emily Dickinson poem, there's an Emily poem, I want a wife. I'm like, yes, I want a wife. I would love to be happily married, but I need my own wife as well.
Look, cheers. There we go.
I will say, because I'm having visa problems, 3 of my girlfriends have joked. They're like, well, we could just get married. I'm like, oh my God, we could. Like, you could be a good wife.
I read that too, they say after 40, you end up being just like open to whatever the universe has for you. So you never know.
Okay. So tell me about your design practice. Because you mentioned about managing, like what's the size of your design practice actually?
Oh my goodness. So there's so many things that have happened. So last year, like a crazy person during the pandemic, we actually opened our physical space. And I'm not there. I was going to be, but Kiara has some work going on. So it's located in Main Street in Ellicott City, and I'm so excited about that as well. If you're not familiar with Ellicott City, we've been hit with 2,000-year floods in 2 years. Okay, so right, so it's an area that I just say we are all about just making it through, persevering life's pivots. So we have a beautiful location. The next time I'll make sure I'm there, in Ellicott City on Main Street. And then we have an amazing crew of contractors, A-plus services, Albert Flores and the guys. They literally, I've been doing this for 21 years, been working individually on my own for about 10, but I've worked with many contractors, and Albert is just the real deal. He has been my partner in this for 9 years. He is like my family, his wife. I mean, I adore him and the crew. They're fantastic. And then we have 3 amazing designers. So Julianne is our youngest. She is 23. Do you remember 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
I own the world.
Right.
Now
she's actually right. So she's at a job site right now. She was my intern. I met her. I did a portfolio review for one of the local universities, and she was a star. And I was like, okay, let me get her young, right? And then we have another amazing designer who is so funny because she's my 1099, so she's a contract designer. Her name is Jessica Webb. And I know her husband. We went to college together. and she is a psychologist. And she reached out one time and she said, in my dream, I would love to just kind of do what you do and maybe shadow you one day. And I had a huge staging project. And I said, you know what? You want hands-on application? Meet me here next week. And she was like, what? And she was unbelievable. She is just a natural. And what I really like about what she does is the fact that she has that psychology side.
That's what I was
so she gets into the client's head. So she is in the southern portion of Maryland. So she's handling some of those projects as well as some virtual projects. And then we have another designer. Her name is Kara Bland. And I've worked with her 20 years ago. And she works with me along with another company as well. And she is definitely more of this kind of logistics. And again, the business of design. In my head, and I'm going to speak this into existence, in about 4 years, I can kind of step back and then just, work with the client, get the clients, get the contracts, meet with them, and then disperse them to the designers. We have projects in New York, we have projects in North Carolina, we have projects in Florida, we have projects locally, of course, and we've worked internationally. So, my goal is that I can do more of the things I love, which is this and business development and luxury trainings and just that type of thing. So that's my goal to do more of those things.
I'm so excited about your luxury trainings. I want to talk more with you about that because with the dealer training and mentoring program that this is where I'm most interested in my business at this moment. It's a service that is most intriguing, but I have a suspicion that you could teach me a few things. So we're gonna have to talk off camera about what type of trainings you're doing, and I want to get more information, and who knows, maybe you could train the trainer.
I think we could do that. What I think it would be? I don't even think it would be train the trainer. I think we would just completely bounce off each other and brainstorm, and we'll probably be dressed alike again.
This is absolutely hilarious. Yeah.
There we go.
This has been wonderful, and it's too short because 2029 according to my phone, and you have
how did that happen?
Hard at 2:30. So this is what I'm going to call part one of series, because I have a suspicion that we could do a series of these where this is just getting to know Andrea Highsmith, the lead designer of ASH Interior.
I think I agree with you. I think this is going to be the first of many. So we should cheer to that.
To the Prosecco Power Hour.
Oh, that's perfect.
The Prosecco Power Hour is good, isn't it?
Did you just make that up?
This is what happens. I need some Prosecco and I can pop ideas up.
Okay, so next time, I don't know, we'll just Prosecco Power Hour it up. And it will be a full hour the next time.
We're getting so many comments saying, fabulous, 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 fabulousy.
I love it. I love it.
It's been wonderful, dear. So
I know.
I have to run so quickly, but I'm just really happy to see you. And
me too.
No, I'm happy that you're in my life and to get to know you. And I'm excited. Ooh, Carrie Bacon saying start a clubhouse. We should do Clubhouse next.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Stay tuned. Talk to you guys later.
Bye everyone. Thank you.